Welcome. This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, and we are so glad that you've made it to a calmer corner of your day. Here, we focus on real solutions, practical help, and the kind of encouragement we could all use a little more of. So let's get to it.
You know, Christmas has a way of shining a bright light on our hearts, and for caregivers, that light can feel both warm and heavy all at the same time. If you're caring for someone you love right now, today's episode is going to give you a little comfort and a little validation, and hopefully a little peace in the middle of a very busy season. I'm Robin Schiltz, Senior Home Safety Specialist, and after years of working with caregivers and older adults, I know how this time of year can feel. So let's take a moment together, just you and let's breathe. So let's talk about Christmas. But not the picture-perfect Christmas you see in commercials. I want to talk about your Christmas, the one caregivers live, the one that doesn't always show up in greeting cards, am I right? Because here's what I know. Christmas changes when you're a caregiver. Some years it feels happy and joyous, some years it feels heavy and sad, and some years, honestly, it feels like you're holding everything together with one tiny piece of tape and a whole lot of hope. You know what I mean? And if that's you this year, please hear me. You're not doing anything wrong. You are not failing. You are not unfestive. You're human, and you're doing something that is incredibly hard. Caregiving during the holidays often brings up memories, good ones, painful ones, and everything in between. You might remember how things used to be, how the decorations your mom put up and loved, how they were shining all the time, or the recipes that your grandmother baked and passed down, the way your spouse lit up when the family gathered. And now things can look different. Maybe your loved one has dementia. Maybe someone's mobility has changed. Maybe you're grieving the versions of the person or yourself that existed before caregiving took center stage. That grief shows up quietly and slips into the moments when you're wrapping your gifts or putting up lights or sitting in the stillness after everyone else has gone to bed. It's so normal, but no one really talks about it. So let's talk about it. Christmas does not erase the stress of caregiving. If anything, it adds more. More expectations, more pressure to make it special. And you might be thinking, oh man, I just do not have it in me this year. And if that is where you are, here is your permission to say it's okay to make Christmas smaller this year. Sometimes smaller is sweeter. Maybe this year your Christmas cookies come from the store. Maybe your decorations stay in a box. Maybe the gift is simply your presence of sitting with your loved one and sharing a memory, humming a song, or holding a hand. Sometimes these things matter more than anything you could wrap up. I remember someone once telling me, I feel guilty because I can't recreate the Christmases that we used to have. And I said to them, but you're creating the Christmas that you and that person needs now. And that's full of love. So I'm going to say that to you as well. You're giving love in real time, not in the past and not in some ideal version of the holidays. You're giving it right now, and that is a beautiful thing. Let me tell you something else I've seen time and again. Caregivers forget themselves all the time, but especially at Christmas. You put everyone else first, you manage emotions, you handle logistics, you carry the quiet sadness that no one else sees. So let me ask you, where do you fit into your own holiday? Can you give yourself a few minutes of stillness or a moment to breathe? Maybe a small treat that feels comforting, or a phone call with someone who can make you laugh. Or maybe it's just as simple as a walk outside to feel the cold air on your face. Little moments like these are not selfish. They're part of survival. They are what refill you emotionally so you can keep on caring. And if you're grieving this year for a person or a memory or a season of life, please know that grief and Christmas can be experienced at the same time. They always have. That warm feeling in your chest when you remember the good times, well, that's love, and it is allowed to live right alongside the hard stuff. Now, I also want to say something that caregivers rarely hear. You are allowed to feel whatever you feel on Christmas. If it's joy, then welcome it. If it's sadness, then honor it. If it's frustration, let it breathe. And if it's exhaustion, rest when you can. Nothing about your feelings makes you a bad caregiver or a bad person. It just makes you real. And your love, the way that you show up day after day, even when you're tired and it's complicated, well, that after all is the true meaning of Christmas. You're living it right now. So this year, if all you can manage is a simple meal, or even just a quiet moment with a cup of coffee, or you're sitting with your loved one and just watching the lights twinkle, that is enough. You are enough. And you are doing a beautiful job, even if it doesn't feel like you are. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one more thought. Christmas is not about perfection. It's about meaning. And the meaning comes from love, which is the kind of love that you show by caregiving every single day. So thank you for joining me today. If this episode brought a little peace to your day, please share it with someone you care about. Maybe someone else who could use a reminder to pause and reflect. You'll find more resources for seniors and caregivers at our website at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And while we're at it, don't forget to visit our other website, aginginplacedirectory.com, for help finding trusted aging-in-place services. And then come back tomorrow for another daily moment of guidance and encouragement, right here on the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. Until next time, take care. Bye.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.